Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm from a little small town outside of Indianapolis, and in March of 2017 I noticed I had blood in my urine, which was kind of concerning, so I went to the doctor and they discovered that I had bladder cancer. I kind of figured that that's what it was going to be anyway, so I didn't show really any emotion when he told me that, and the doctor just looked at me and realized I don't think he thinks this is a big deal. So he tried to frighten me by saying, well, this is life-threatening. And I said, I'm sure it is. And he said, or I told him that I won't do chemo, I won't do radiation. You know, if I only have a short time to live, I'm going to live it and be healthy and happy and just let things go. But he said, oh, I wouldn't even consider that. I would just send you to the surgeon and we'll just cut your bladder out. And while we're in there, we'll just take your prostate out as well. And that way you don't have to worry about that in the future. And I just looked at him and I thought, I don't want to do that. And he said, well, we're just going to set you up an appointment with the surgeon anyway. So I realized that he was going to do it anyway, so I just let him set up the appointment. I went home, called the surgeon's office, and I canceled the appointment because I didn't want to do that. And that's the only thing doctors know is either chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. All three of those things were out. I thought there's got to be a better way, because I've always believed that the human body can heal itself, that God has placed a lot of things here on the earth for your body to use to heal itself. All I need is to find out what it is that's going to help me. And I looked and found Utopia Wellness on the internet. My first concern was, being from Indiana, it's in Oldsmar, Florida. That's not in my backyard, so I would have to travel and stay down there. Well, that's an added expense. There's an expense to go through the program, and insurance doesn't cover any of it because it's not FDA approved, which in the long run is a good thing. So I pulled the fifth wheel down, stayed nearby RV resort, and my first week, I have to admit, I was a little skeptical about the different things that they put together for this cancer treatment. And I thought, well, what does a colonic have to do with my cancer? And what does Touch for Health have to do with cancer? Or a sauna, or a hyperbaric chamber, or magnetic oxygen? What does that have to do with cancer? And so I was a little skeptical about the way things were going. And I told Doc on the very first interview I had with him, I said, I don't trust doctors, and that includes you. And he said, fair enough. And he didn't try to promote anything, he just said, let's just go through the process. So the first week, like I said, I was a little skeptical, but by the end of the week, I got to thinking that if my attitude is bad, this isn't going to work and I'm wasting time and money. And I realized that everything that they're doing, this has been tested and researched for many, many years. So they're not just throwing something at you. There's a reason why this is all put together in one protocol. And so I realized that they know what they're doing. And it changed my whole attitude. So when I came in on the following Monday morning, I was at this 110%. And I thought, I'm going to build my immune system, I'm going to beat this cancer, and this is the way it's going to occur through this program. So as I went through the program, I got better and better. But one of the things that I noticed, you know, they talk about the mental aspects of it, the heart, the spiritual side, and the physical side. Well, I'm getting all these treatments, that's the physical side. The spiritual side I kind of already had before I ever came down here, but it was the mental and emotional side that I was struggling with. On my very first interview with Jake, the psychiatrist, and Doc, that separately, they both picked up the problems that I was having emotionally, mentally. And they worked with me, trying to get me to understand what are the options that I have that I can live with. So they helped me with wire diagrams, and I worked it out, and I realized that no matter which direction I went, I was okay with. The anxiety level went down, I had good feelings about the way the rest of my life was going to be, and so I was good, but it took me about 7 weeks to finally have that light click on. And it's an 8-week program. Well, I was here for 10 weeks, and I wish I would have learned that back in the first or second week. But it took me 7 weeks, and it takes a lot of people sometimes, because the things that they develop in their mind over the years is what they believe. It's their perception. And sometimes they will take emotions and they will hide them because they don't want to create a problem. Well, all those emotions build up, like it was in me, and it creates a lot of stress. And that's one thing that cancer loves, is having, your body stressed, your immune system gets weak, and therefore the cancer cells that are in everybody, the immune system can't block it anymore, and they start to grow. Thus, the reason why we get cancer. So I made the choice to come to Utopia because I already didn't trust the medical profession to care about me and try to fix problems and not just give me a pill to mask symptoms. So I made the choice to come to Utopia Wellness because it was an alternative medicine to what the 3 things the doctors only know or will only tell you. And I made that choice. I came down here, I went through the program, I was totally invested in it, and I'm living proof that it really has worked. So when I went home after I graduated, after my 10 weeks here, I tried to keep everything in place, the same routine. It was a little harder. Down here I didn't have anything else to do. But when I go home, I've got a job, I've got family issues, and a lot of things jumping in, and I was doing the very best I could. And after 6 weeks, I came back down here to Utopia Wellness for a 6 weeks checkup and found out that I'm doing very well. My health is much better than it was than the first time I came down here. So I can see by the blood work and everything that I've done that I have really improved. And I know that I will beat this cancer, and I will be much better for it. So what I would suggest for anyone that has been diagnosed with cancer, or of someone that they seem to get sick all the time, their immune system is down, that they are susceptible to having cancer, is to contact Utopia Wellness and come down and go through this program. Allow their immune systems to build and to overcome the cancer. I did it, and I know you can too. Thanks.